Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a while, it's been forever since I make any YouTube channel. Yeah, because it's COVID, I can't travel, so I can't do any vlogs. So yeah, my last vlog was, if you guys remember, I did the one when I was in Penang. So I decided to make a new series called Story Time. So for very first episode today, I have a good friend of mine and also a business partner, Andrew, right?
Hi guys.
Right. So yeah, Andrew here is if you guys haven't if you guys didn't know, I have my own company called Room 29, and Andrew here is my business partner lah. So Andrew, intro a little bit yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Andrew and currently working as a director together with Amir here as in this Room 29 production house. And myself, I would say myself as a professional musician because that's where I came from. Been in the music line for about 15, 17 years, I guess. And then now started to like dive in deeper into the photography world. Yes.
All right, cool. So yeah, me and Andrew, we met like the previous company we worked for, and then we decided to you know just venture out to do something else. So yeah, so what story times really is where me and my every week I will have a different guest where both of us will share three photo each, and each photo have a story behind it. It doesn't have to be a really like a banger photo. It just have to be like, as long as it have very interesting story behind this photo. So to start, who do you want to start first? Do you want to start first, Andrew?
Kent? Sure.
Okay. So the first photo right here, can you see?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, what's the story?
Uh, Basically, if you see this structure, this building, you know that this is definitely not in Malaysia. This is actually in Paris, which is the Louvre building, and then it's my first time to be overseas to the Europe area, Euro country. And then if you know this area, if you've been to this area, especially this famous building here, it's full of people. Everywhere is the tourists, people taking photos. So in order for me to like get a nice shot is I would say that is super difficult, or I would say that it's impossible. So I have my friend to help me to just nicely pose myself in front of this triangle glass building thing, and
Mm-hmm.
also at the back you'll be able to see the sunset. At the time it's about 5 p.m. sunset, and with a very nice building, the I would say, when is the building, the Renaissance building or medieval building kind of thing. Yeah. So one of the funny story is that because this time when I was there is actually winter, so it's actually freezing cold. So I took just one my bigger jacket, and this what you see, the denim jacket is actually very thin, so it doesn't really help me to warm my body up. So I have only like few minutes to take it out, and then to change this up, and then take this photo, and then faster change it back. So it's pretty freezing cool at this time actually. Yeah, so and to be able to find the right angle to shoot this photo is also kind of like awkward at that time, trying to find a nice angle. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like everybody knows the like your typical photographer. Like you can anything for the photo.
Yeah, man.
Anything for the to get that shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's pretty cool though. Like I always wanted to travel. I mean, yeah, last year alone, like a lot of my travel plan have to cancel due to COVID
Yeah, man.
work. All right, so let's carry on. So This photo right here is actually a performance, an acoustic performance from the band Classmate. This was actually my very first photo that I took, before I started my journey as a concert photographer. A friend of mine who was he's the lead singer here. He's a
Mm-hmm.
friend of mine. So one day, another friend of mine told me I went to their show, and then asked me if I brought my camera, because that time that there's like few other bands that they have their own photographer, So what I did is my friend asked me if I actually bought my camera, so I was like, yeah, okay, I also, I wanna give it a try. So I took out my camera. That time I have my 50 mil on it, because it was a very low light situation. So yeah, I started to take photo, and this was the very first photo that I took of it, and from there my journey from concert photography just started moving. And that photo was it's the first photo that I actually stand there and snap. So at that time I don't really know how to edit a low light photo yet, so you know what they say lah, when in doubt, just black and white.
Yeah.
When in doubt, slap on black and white, it'll be good. So yeah, so ever since that, my journey as a concept photographer actually started from there. And then after the show, we hang out. He likes my photo, and ever since then, whenever the classmates have a show, I would just go there and go with them and take a photo, lor. So yeah,
Nice. Nice. Nice.
and concert is actually it's funny because I never thought that I see myself as concert photographer. But yeah.
Then what do you think that if you were not to start as a concert photographer, will you start with?
Oh man. Well, before that, I did do a lot of portraits, but it was very bad portraits. I'm not. Compared to my old portraits, and the portraits that I took today is very, very different. So, so yeah. So most probably I would end up as either a portrait or a street photographer or a wedding photographer. But yeah, so it's you know like that lor. So yeah.
All right.
Okay. So let's move on to the next photo. This photo right here.
All right. Okay. So this photo, if you have not been to this location or you're not sure where is it, this is actually located in Sepute. It's called the Tianho Temple. So most of the Chinese, where they uh, do their ROM, the register of marriage, so they do it over here. Um, why I choose this photo is there are actually quite a lot of different angles of this photo that I quite like it. But uh, part of the photo, this one actually took my attention, where it feels like the lantern, in Chinese we call the danglong, like an ocean, and like a water or a sea of the lantern on the ground,
Yeah.
and then with the rooftop floating on top. So actually, when I took this photo, I walked around the temple trying to find a nice angle, but most of the angle uh, I trying to find, um, I can find it actually in Google search, in Google image.
Yeah.
The people actually took the very nice image. So I was thinking that, why do I want to take some of the photo that people took before? So I try to find a new perspective to it. So this feels like the rooftop that is actually floating on top of the a sea of lantern. So Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's my first time using this orange and teal color, uh, color grading. Um, it was okay, but I still like what I say. It feels like the rooftop on the right hand side, that for that roof actually like floating on top of the lantern, which is I feel is quite kind of cool on
Mm.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember. I remember I was there, right? That's me, you,
yeah,
and another friend of ours. Yeah, we were. It's like we went there for like that time before MCO. It's like we were like literally like free to go everywhere.
yeah.
So yeah, we were there, and yeah, one thing like very challenging. When you go to like these places, right, where like every photographer in Malaysia has been there and took those photos,
Yes.
and you just want to take, like trying to make your photo differently, like for example, like yeah, that's why I also like rarely go to Bukit Bintang and do street photography, because every single photographers that I know have been to Bukit Bintang and took photos in Bukit Bintang. So
Yeah. Almost like every corner you can get the exact same photo in Google Image.
yeah, because like yeah, that's one thing about challenging part, like as a photographer, you want to go to this popular place, but a lot of other photographer has been there and took a dope photo, and you just want your photo to be like very different, so that
Yeah.
people don't feel like, oh, this one you just took from Google and you just re-edit it.
Yeah. So this actually put up the challenge of a photographer to have to really see it through different kind of creative eyesight.
Yeah, though.
Yeah.
All right, next photo. So this photo right here is very dope. It's actually one of my favorite photo of all time. It was during the MCO 0 point one, the very first MCO, yeah, the very first MCO that time. So like as a photographer, you just have the sense to like you just want to go out and do stuff, just want
Yeah.
to take your camera and take photos. And that time I remember I feel like so depressed, because looking at my camera on my table is like collecting dust. I cannot go out and take photos. So what I did was I kind of like banned the rules a little bit. I kind of like cuit keluar, and then I took a train from Mid Valley and then to KLCC. All I did is just like go back and forth. I didn't go any further than that. And at that time, I took a time like I think it was like somewhere in the morning, where that no there's like literally like just like that what you see in the photo is like empty. So I went all the way to the back of the train. I sat down, took out my camera, and I just like started taking photo like crazy person in the train alone. I was literally alone in that train. Because I took some with my, there's another version of it where doesn't see my feet, doesn't see my legs, and another version I took where I wait until it was a no, that one was a little later after the first MCO ended. So that one was it's like the it's just a feel like I just want to it's one of those photo that I always wanted to take. It's like
It's
taking a
empty,
photo.
right?
Yeah, it's because like I always wanted to see how it looks like when the train is empty.
Mm.
Because yeah lah, transport in Malaysia, there's always packed with people, right?
Yeah.
So it's very hard to get that picture. So when I see like during the MCO, train is like literally empty. That was my chance lah. So I go out like cuit keluar, take the train from Mid Valley to KLCC, and just like back and forth, just at the same. I didn't even go out from the train. It's like okay, KLCC. I go out. I took another train and then patah balik go to Mid Valley.
So basically, you don't spend anything. You just go in and out. You don't even go out the station, right?
Yeah, it's just that, just like back and forth between two platforms, just like go back and forth, just like I think I spent about an hour or so there to take some photos, like the platform inside the train, and then just me sitting on the floor like that, and that was one of my favorite photo of all time, like during that MCO.
Yeah.
It's the satisfaction when you finally get to go and take photo during there. the lockdown period.
when the very first MCO where everyone is still very careful with everything, not like the current MCO.
Yeah, yeah. And also like during that time also I actually like I really hope that no police come in and then ask me what the hell am I doing on the floor on the train alone. But because yeah lah, it's a even though it says public transport, I actually cannot simply take photo. I still need a permit to take a photo in the train station. I still need a permit for that. So especially the MRT that it's still quite new.
Yeah.
So I did try my best not to get caught lah. So throughout that time, I really hope that no police or guard come in like ask me what the hell am I doing on the floor alone with my camera. Alright, that's also another dope story. Alright, let's move on to another photo. Our final photo from Andrew would be this photo right here.
Ah, I remember this. So this story, if you're if you're looking at this photo, you will see that the it definitely is a F&B food and beverage photo. It's nicely propped with all the deco background, foreground stuff, uh, uh, and also the props. So basically, I think one incredible thing about photographer is where you can make something out uh, from the situation that you don't think is possible.
Yeah.
So actually at this cafe, the lighting is not as great, the environment is not as great. So if you were to ask me to, without any of all these props or just using my phone, I don't think I can take the same photo as this.
Yeah.
So if you have a look at this image, you will see first thing. Let's go from the background. You will see that it is kind of like a black marble backdrop that I have, and then of course I just randomly took a plant from the restaurant itself to put it over on the left hand side, and then also cutting board on the right hand side, and then I take the whole piece of cake, put it at the back. So basically, I feel that sometimes when you take photo, there's a lot of elements in this. Sometimes it can be uh, just one element, which is like maybe just a portrait or just an object or subject, then there's nothing, just a blank. So we focus on that subject. But sometimes it's good to have a foreground item or maybe a background item to really support the whole storytelling. So this is actually like after the chef, they make the cake, they bake the cake, then it came out, they put at the back, and then we cut a slice of cake, put it in front to enjoy like kind of the tea time.
Hmm.
Uh, and somewhere on the table we have a magazine, and also we have our own props, which is a white marble table. So yeah, if any of you guys that have any restaurant or any production that you're looking for to shoot, yeah, we can make any boring background to something like this. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah, it's true though. Like, yeah, if some of you like, just another fun fact, so-called fun fact about myself. Actually, like before I met Andrew, I never done food photography. Like, I never thought of doing food photography, and then when I met Andrew, that's where we started to do like we spent about like a year plus, shoot for food photo and food videos.
Yeah.
Like because we used to work for this company where it's like a food blogger kind of company. So yeah, it's also like a challenging part. When I was with Andrew, we do food photography, right? The challenging part is that we have to shoot the same food for different restaurants and to make it look different. That's the challenging part though.
Yeah.
Right. But
It's like
like,
every restaurant also have Aglio Oreo
yeah,
carbonara,
yeah.
so we have to make it different.
Exactly. It's like 10, okay, imagine like 10 different cafes serve the same 10 spaghetti, but you have to figure out 10 different ways to shoot it.
Yeah,
That's the challenging part. But yeah, it's all about like, we kind of have to like quickly think because that time we only had limited time to shoot, right?
yeah,
So we have to like quickly think of an idea. So during that time, right, Pinterest is our best friend.
yes.
Pinterest was my best friend. Pinterest helped me a lot throughout that time. Just like, wait, we need a new idea for the. Okay, wait, Pinterest.
And yes, photographer, it's not like every day we have fresh creativity idea. We do
Yeah,
need to look for ideas also. So
yeah,
don't think that we are like wow perfect that we need to we have all the ideas. Sometimes we need to like search for idea as well.
exactly. Like, trust me, all photographers, we all have our limits. So sometimes we just need that creativity, inspiration to like kind of
Yeah,
like push us a bit.
yeah.
So that's where Pinterest comes in. So yeah, all right, last and final photo from my side. Right, this photo
Nice.
right here. Okay, so it's just a simple card of Ace of Diamond, right? So the reason why I want to showcase it, I know this photo is not the best that I have, but the story behind this is actually very interesting for me personally. Is where that time was during still the early days of MCO, the very first MCO, the first lockdown that we have. So where and then I got so bored and got so depressed. But then one of my favorite YouTuber, I watched his videos and then he actually make a challenge where
Mhm.
during where he said, okay, do the challenge, a photography challenge, and then tag him in it, and then he will find the best photo, and then he will present it on his upcoming video. So I did my best to shoot. So this photo right here is actually because I have like I have like 3 decks of cards. So um so I took one of my deck of cards. And I remember one of the challenge was the theme was red. So I had to like figure out something. Like for me, I don't have much that is
Great
red in
stuff.
color.
We all have blacks.
Exactly. So I have to like find things that is like very interesting and red. So luckily I have a deck of cards, so I just took out all the reds, which is the diamonds and the hearts. But then for this photo, what I did was I literally just like polished the top because my dining table is like a tempered glass.
Uh-huh.
So I like literally just polish the whole table. I polish the whole table to make it nice and clean. And then I use my towel. Yes, my towel is black also. I use it as a background. And then yeah, I use my 50 mil. I set my camera, and I just like to make sure you can see the reflection.
Uh-huh.
So that was and it's funny that my dad was actually that time he passing by, he gave me a weird look like, the hell am I doing? He saw me like polishing the table chair to make it nice and shiny so I can get the very nice reflection. So yeah, that photo was actually like that time I was actually very depressed because I before that we so used to like, okay, whenever I want to shoot, I either go out or wait on call for like for a concert or a gig,
Yeah,
and then they'll
yeah.
call me and I just go. So almost every day I'll be going out and shoot. So and then when the lockdown happened, it's kind of like shock to my system that shit, I cannot go out. I want to shoot photo but I cannot go out. So that time was the very first time in my photographer career where I had to think inside the box.
Yeah.
Like, I have to like think inside what I have at my house. Okay, I want to shoot. So yeah, when one of my favorite YouTuber, he the one that gave this challenge, right? He actually gave a few. Like every week he will post a video saying that, okay, this week challenge is this team, this week challenge is this team. and that was one of the challenge. And said that I did all the challenge, but that one was actually one of my favorite actually. The color red, because it's very different, because the challenging part, because I don't have anything red.
Mm.
So yeah, so during this, it's to show, this to show that, so if you're a really creative person, right, no matter you in a lockdown or not, you always find a way to keep
Yeah,
the
that's
creativity
right.
juice flowing, right? So
In
yeah,
your toilet, you also can manage to find something to shoot.
exactly. So trust me, like, when I say that, it's all you need right now is a creative thinking. It's like, if you like really, a creative person, right, no matter how bad the place is, and trust me, me and Andrew have been to the worst, dirtiest restaurant, but we still managed to make it work.
Yeah, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
so that's all for this week's video. The very first episode of Story Time. Yes, I decided to go with that title because I suck at naming things. I've been grinding my brain, like, okay, what do I call this new series? It's like, you know what? Story time.
Yeah, man. Or bedtime story.
Yeah. So yeah, again, thank you, Andrew, again for agreeing to do this. So yeah, you guys go check it out. His Instagram. He's also a great photographer. Even though between me and him, we have like very huge different in experience, but he also a great photographer and also a great videographer. Go check him out, and also don't forget to check our company, like Room 29. It's like, I just leave the link somewhere here
Somewhere your
down. Yeah,
description
yeah. Just
or
the usual places. So.
yes.
So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next week. If you guys like this episode, you guys know what to do. Everybody knows what to do, and see you next week. See you next week, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.